It doesn't have feelings. That's the problem. I have given it feelings. Oh God. God. What is that? Oh, what? No. Let it go. Let it go.
Your mom got me two. I don't.
Wait, what?
Your mom got me two. I want to open that.
Why did she get two?
Because she didn't know which one I wanted. Like.
Wait a minute. That's right. Yeah. Flavor. That felt good.
Okie dokie, friends. Do I have a video for you today? We are going to declutter my entire kitchen. This was the fastest, easiest whole kitchen declutter I have ever done. Plus, I'm going to get into my biggest decluttering mistakes. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's going to be a good time.
I've gotten mixed reviews in regards to pulling everything out at once. So here's the thing. If you are decluttering, especially if you are just starting your decluttering journey, please do not pull everything out of your kitchen. Do not start with a large area. Don't start with a room. Don't even start with a closet. Start with just a drawer, one drawer or one cabinet, something small, something manageable, something you can get done in a time frame that you've set out for yourself of uninterrupted time. Did that make sense? Who knows? So don't start with a large area at once. Start with something small. I'm at a point in my decluttering journey where I'm okay with pulling I'm okay, more than okay, with starting with a large area like my kitchen. I have decluttered this kitchen, tried organizing this kitchen. I can't even tell you how many times. I shouldn't have, when I first started to declutter, I shouldn't have pulled out my entire kitchen, but I did. And that was a mistake because it was really overwhelming. But the more that I've decluttered, the more that I've been on this journey, the easier it's become. So start small. I've gotten mixed reviews when it comes to pulling everything out at once. So no matter what area you're starting with, whether it's a drawer, a cabinet, a room, whatever the case may be, I've gotten mixed reviews because I have done extensive decluttering research. And some people believe that whatever area you're decluttering, if you're pulling everything out at once, it has a really big impact because it can almost make you think, wow, I didn't realize that I had this much stuff. Do I need all of this stuff? It really shows the volume of items that you have, because sometimes I know when I've pulled everything out, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that I had all of this stuff. And then I realized I definitely don't need all of this stuff. So some people say, yes, pull everything out. Others say, don't pull everything out at once. Just do one item at a time because pulling everything out at once can be overwhelming. So I've gotten mixed reviews. Here's my advice. Do whatever you are comfortable with. I know that sounds like, well, yeah, I know, but it's true. I know it's simple, but it's true. If pulling everything out at once is really going to overwhelm you, especially when you're decluttering, because decluttering can be an already overwhelming, emotional, time-consuming, tedious process. If that's going to be overwhelming for you, don't pull everything out. Just do one item at a time. But if you think that pulling everything out at once is going to help you move along in your decluttering journey and it's really going to open your eyes to what you actually have, then go for it. So it really is a personal
I have
choice.
a spring cleaning series coming out soon, so I want to start getting prepped and ready for that series. So the first thing that I want to do is declutter. So in today's video, we are just decluttering the kitchen. Ideally, what I wanted to do in today's video, and I tried to stick by this plan, I must have done something right because this was the fastest, easiest kitchen declutter I've ever done. But ideally, what I wanted to do was choose an area, the kitchen, pull everything out, group like items together as I'm pulling them out, lay everything out, and then work section by section throughout the kitchen as I'm going through things.
You're making a mistake right now. Why are you pulling out the things that you want to keep? Yeah, I don't want to pull out the things that I want to keep. Yeah, sorry. No, because I wanted to pull that out. See, you don't even know what you're doing. No, sorry. We're not getting into this one. This is fine. I'll leave this, but I'm not pulling out things that I want to keep. You see, I'm still making mistakes. Like, it just happens. It happens. But yeah, I want to keep everything that I know for sure that I'm gonna keep just where it's at for right now. I'm just pulling out the things that I'm either questioning or I haven't used in a while or I really don't like or I don't want, those kind of things. So again, the things that I haven't used in 6 months or longer, the things that don't fit this season of life, the things that I don't like, the things that I don't know what to do with, those are the things that I'm pulling out. The things that I want to keep, I think the reason why I started pulling out the seasoning cabinet is because I was talking, but also because I wanted to pull this one thing out, and I just started pulling it all out. So, continuing, another big mistake that I made when decluttering is that as I was decluttering, I was already going a step ahead. Here I am going a step further. I'm always going from step 1 to 40. What I would do is I would think about the organization part. So you don't want to get into decluttering and just start automatically thinking all things about organization. You just want to focus on decluttering.
The mistakes that I list off in today's video are in no particular order. I'm just randomly listing off these mistakes. But yeah, one of the big mistakes that I made while decluttering was thinking of the organization or planning the organization. And I've said this before on the channel, declutter first before doing any organization. But for some reason, I don't know if it's like subconsciously, I get very excited. I'm a very impatient person, very, very impatient. So I go from step 1 to 100 in a matter of a hot minute. And the problem with doing that is while I'm in the decluttering process, either before I start or finish decluttering, and you should most definitely declutter before thinking of organization, I would just automatically start planning the organization, what bins I'm going to get, what containers and so forth, and my phone. And what ended up happening was it made the decluttering process, it slowed it down or stopped it altogether, and it made it much more difficult to complete. So sticking to the task at hand and just focusing on decluttering first. Another huge mistake that I made was not being ruthless enough. So in today's video, I show the mistakes that I made in today's video. I'm always going to be transparent with you. Always have, always will be. There were mistakes that I made, especially when it came to items that I'm emotionally attached to, sentimental items. And I slowed down the decluttering process because I was sitting on it for far too long. I wasn't being ruthless enough. And the problem with not being ruthless on certain items is that if that item gives you feeling, how do I want to say this? It makes you feel guilty, or it's a burden to you, or it makes you feel sad, whatever the case may be, it's a negative emotion that it's giving you. That object, if you still have it in your possession, is always going to be that reminder of that emotion, that guilt or sadness. So sometimes you have to be ruthless.
Oh, God. God. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. Oh, okay. No. It's a no. It's a freaking no.
Being ruthless with our items is easier said than done. When you're in the decluttering process, it can be so hard. It really can be. And I have a lot of sentimental items. But the problem with sentimental items is a lot of times items we're emotionally attached to, it can represent unresolved emotions like sadness or guilt, for an example. And a lot of times the items that we emotionally attach ourselves to can lead to a cycle of more and more clutter.
Oh, I've been trying to find this. Oh my God. Let's see, this is what I'm talking about. What is on the floor?
The next two mistakes that I'm going to talk about sort of relate to each other. They kind of go hand in hand. One is setting unrealistic expectations. This is why I didn't do any New Year's resolutions this year, because I always want to set the bar really high when I should be setting the bar a lot lower. The other one is comparing myself to others. So we're going to get into both of those.
This is fall decor. It doesn't belong in there. Ooh, nice. Don't look at this. We're not going through that because that's all food. Same with the Lazy Susan. Food, silverware, and dishes. We're not going through right now because that's all stuff that I'm keeping for sure.
Everyone gather around the fire. Grab your hot cocoa or tea or coffee. It is story time. Yes. I swear this relates to the two mistakes that I'm going to talk about. Back when little Danielle was 7 or 8, she wanted to join dance, and she did. She thought after her first 1-hour dance lesson, she was going to make it straight into Juilliard or on MTV, because she's always set the expectations way too high. The problem is after that 1-hour dance lesson, her first one, she didn't make it into Juilliard or on MTV because it was a 1-hour dance class and it was her first one. A lot of times, especially when I was younger, if something didn't come easy to me or I didn't meet those high expectations right away, I would quit. I don't do that anymore. But young Danielle, teen, young adult Danielle, I even still do it sometimes to this day. I will set the expectations way too high. And when we do that, when we don't meet those high expectations, we feel like we're failing or we're doing something wrong. We feel bad about ourselves. And we're not doing anything wrong, and we're certainly not failing. It's just we're setting the bar way too high. We need to set more realistic expectations. So it's the same with decluttering. We have to make realistic expectations because decluttering is no easy task.
Let's just get this out. What's in here? Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, yeah, great. What is that? Oh, what? No.
By setting the decluttering bar low, by making manageable, attainable, realistic goals, not only does it further us in our decluttering journey, but it motivates us so much more to continue and to declutter more. So I got to move kind of quickly here. There's a large portion of today's video that's coming up that is not a voiceover. So later in today's video, I'm going to continue with my decluttering mistakes. So stick around. It's going to get good.
Everything in here I want except this. We don't need this. I have to get, this also goes back to my mom. This goes back to my mom. Oh my God. Okay. So not everything in here we want to keep. Let's go. Yeah, okay, we're good. So, oh lordy. Everything that I want to keep, plates, bowls, cooking utensils, silverware, stuff like that, I'm going to keep in there. There's a lot of stuff right below here that we use. It's like a portable grill. We use that. I have some serving trays down below here too. We're keeping those because I use those. So things that I'm using in this season of life, I'm keeping. Things that there are some seasonal stuff that I like to keep above the fridge that I'm going to keep because I know that even though I use it seasonally, I do use it, I enjoy it, I'm going to keep those things. Everything that's out right now is stuff that I am questioning, I haven't used in a long time, stuff that needs to go back to my mom. My mom cooks a lot, she loves to cook, she loves to bake. So we get a lot of Tupperware in and out, a lot of, I should say, plastic containers in and out. But I have tried moving from plastic containers to glass meal prepping containers and bowls. So one of the things that I'm going to show you here. So a long time ago, I had a Keurig. And with the Keurig, this is just an example. This is an example too. With the Keurig, I would get a lot of the coffee pods, the Keurig pods. The problem is I didn't like storing them. I could never find a place for them. The Keurig pods were bugging the crap out of me. I really dislike them because more than anything, I could not find a space for them. I couldn't find a place for them. So then I thought, well, why keep the Keurig? Why, you know what I mean? So I got rid of it. I donated the Keurig, and I got a regular coffee maker. So I don't have to store the pods anymore. I just have a coffee maker. That works for us. That may not work for you. You may love your Keurig pods. Keep it. If you love it, keep it. If you use it, keep it. But anyway, one of the other things that I want to start getting rid of is plastic wrap and tinfoil, aluminum foil. I don't want these things anymore. And I actually recently just found out that there's beeswax wrap. Is that a thing? And if so, is that something I should get? I've never bought beeswax wrap before, so you let me know if you have, if you like it, or if I should. And then silicone coverings. So I want to transition into those versus getting, this is the same thing, is it not? Am I holding two of the same? Yeah, I'm holding two of the same thing. Why does, my mom gives me tinfoil. She's gonna think about giving me tinfoil. I don't know why. Do I not have any plastic wrap? I thought I had plastic wrap. I thought I was holding plastic wrap. Yeah, right here. Why? Okay, speaking of which, why do I have this? Plastic wrap, aluminum foil. I want to start transitioning out of those things. I don't buy plastic straws anymore. And I don't like purchasing, I try not to purchase paper or plastic cups, plates, bowls, silverware. On occasion, like if we're having a birthday party, usually it's when we're having a party. Like if we're having like a holiday party or a birthday party, then I'll sometimes get, like I have some plastic silverware and paper plates from the many birthdays that we had in December. But either that, I don't buy them. So, okay, these are sentimental to me. Okay, I'm gonna take the emotion out of the decluttering process here. And that's really difficult for me to do because a lot of times we attach ourselves to we emotionally attach ourselves to an item. And when we emotionally attach ourselves to an item, it makes it much more difficult to make decisions on it, to let it go. And come to find out that when we do grow a emotional attachment to something or a lot of things, we tend to accumulate more of those things, which I just recently found out. So the fact that I can easily attach an emotion to almost any item, because I can place a person or a memory or an experience with almost any item, is me sabotaging myself. Because what I'm really doing is scared to let it go because I'm afraid of, you know, feeling guilty about letting it go, or that I'm going to be saddened by letting it go, or I'm going to regret letting it go. And with that being said, right, what I just explained right there is the reason that I need to let some of this stuff go, because it's a daily reminder of the guilt or the sadness, or, you know, like for example, this was my grandmother's. I don't use this, and this is something that I've really struggled with for a really long time, and I've been trying to force a place for it. And one of my other huge decluttering mistakes is that and I've said it to myself 1,000 times before. I've even said it on the channel, I think, to declutter for your spaces, not your items. But I don't take my own advice. I'm still not consciously, I've been doing this subconsciously, trying to declutter the items versus the space. And I'm falling real short there when I'm derailing from the decluttering process by doing that. So, but when it comes to items like this, it's what I know for a fact, this one I am it's, what the hell? Yeah, what are you gonna actually do with it? That's the thing. Like, you think you're gonna keep it. You think that you're gonna keep it, but you're not gonna do anything with it. I mean, it is cute. You don't, but it's just because it's my grandmother's. We've come to this item many times before. It's burdened me for a very long time. Why do you do this to yourself? My God, you're so like just indecisive. You're supposed to be making a video on how to declutter and declutter well. Like, you were supposed to have like this huge revelation, and now you're like sitting here and doing exactly what you used to do before. Don't do what you were doing before, okay? Calm yourself down. Realize that it is an object. This is an object. It is a freaking object, okay? This is not your grandmother. These are objects. They're inanimate. That's another word that I gotta add to the Danny dictionary, including maintain. I found that out in a comment. Hilarious. Thank you to you who mentioned that. I seen that comment. We're adding that to the Danny dictionary as well. It's an inanimate object. It doesn't have feelings. That's the problem. I have given it feelings. See, that's the issue. When we create emotional attachment, when we have an emotional, sentimental attachment to something, we almost, and I came to this realization too, that we almost look at the objects like they have emotions itself. We like, not only are we attached to it, but it's almost like we're giving the object an emotion. Like, we're gonna hurt its feelings by letting it go. And I realize that, and I have to stop doing that. I have to stop giving the object an emotion, because it's an object. This is a materialistic possession that neither my grandmother nor my mother would want me to be burdened with. They don't care. They don't want me to keep something that I really don't want, because they don't care. They don't care. So why do I care so much? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Real quick break, video interruption to say that the real-time mistake that you had just seen goes back to what we had discussed earlier about not being ruthless enough. Eventually I got there, but I wanted to mention that over a period of time, once you build your decluttering muscles, it becomes easier and easier to become more and more ruthless. In my case, it just takes a lot of time.
That's right. Yeah. That felt good. Moving along. Right off the bat, things that I know that can get out of here, I'm gonna go ahead and just move to the side. All of these plastic containers go back to my mom. Plastic containers coming in and out of the house all the time, but they're always leaving. So this one can go though. We can just go ahead and get that recycled. Oh, I gotta get a recycling bag. I also need to find a new spot for my plastic bags and my paper bags, because shoving the plastic bags in that cabinet, no. And all of my paper bags are next to my water cooler. No. We gotta find something else. Find a better spot for that. But we're not dealing with that today, see? I went to move. Did you see how quickly I did that? I just checked myself. That is how quickly I will move from one thing to the next. I go from 1 to 820. That's the problem. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just focusing on the decluttering. So like I said, we had Christmas and then Halloween, so I do have this stuff. This is the last of what I have. Might as well use it. But again, I'm not buying these things only for special occasions. That's the only time I buy this stuff. Although I probably don't need to. I don't know. Well, yeah. But regardless, do not need these. I've held on to these for a really long time. These are cloth napkins. Thing is I never use them. Like, I don't know why I keep them. So those can get donated. I have held on to these for my daughter's lunches, but she doesn't use them anymore, so we can go ahead and get these donated. Sorry. This bag for my mother. Make sure that that gets recycled. No, I don't. Oh, these aren't the ones I was thinking of. Wait a second. Is that a set? Oh, it is. But it's not a full set. Is it? No. Is that a bowl within a bowl? What is going on here? No, this isn't. This is, what is this? This is a set. This goes with these okay, so this set I know I'm not gonna use, so we'll go ahead and, yeah. I didn't know I had a set. See, I didn't even know I had it. That's the problem. This one I'm definitely getting rid of.
Finally getting into another mistake, big mistake that I've made in my decluttering journey, which is comparing myself. So this sort of goes hand in hand with setting high expectations for myself, because a lot of times when I compare myself, I will set unrealistic expectations for myself. So, for example, there have been times where I've jumped on social media and I see other people who are on a similar journey as me or the same journey, and they're further along in their decluttering journey. They have a better grasp on decluttering. They know what they're doing, and I don't. They're not making mistakes or as many mistakes as I am. I think everybody at some point makes a mistake here and there. But regardless, I compare myself and I think I should be where they're at. I should be doing what they're doing. Why am I not where they're at? Why am I not doing what they're doing? And so forth. And there's actually a really good example I want to share. We'll get into that.
Here you go, honey buns. This can get recycled. Where's the cap that goes to it? How are my Swedish meatballs?
Good. Yeah.
You having some trouble there?
Yeah.
You probably
Not really working great with the fork.
needed a bigger spoon.
I guess so.
I made those Swedish meatballs just for you.
Did you?
I did.
This is me flirting with my husband.
They might be both be. Your mom got me two. I don't.
Wait, what?
Your mom got me two. I won't open that.
Why did she get two?
Because she didn't know which one I wanted. Like.
Wait a minute. They both function the same?
Kind of. Like pretty much. Yeah.
Why would she get you two?
I don't know.
Because of your birthday and Christmas, or because you wanted to, or
No,
because
she got me two at the same time. She's like, I don't know which one you want, but.
Oh, for crying out. Oh.
Here.
Well, this one's better than the other one.
I don't know about that. I think they're both about the same.
That's a cool bag.
Bag. It's for, you can zip it up.
Okay, so
And then keep stuff in here.
they're the same thing, just different brand, different look.
Kind of different. That's a lunch thing. It's a different thing concept, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you'll use both of them, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. As long as you use both of them.
Yeah, because when one's dirty, I'll use the other one.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, found LED lights down there. So this can go.
I have two more big mistakes that I want to get to. I'm going to say this really fast because I'm almost out of time, but I did want to get into an example in regards to comparing. So earlier on in my decluttering journey, I had seen these videos. Have you ever seen the videos where they get rid of it all? It's like they get rid of the majority of their belongings. I've seen those videos before, and there were times where I've watched those videos because they're interesting, they're intriguing, where I thought, ooh, that'll make the decluttering process so much easier. Just get rid of everything. The problem is my gut, my intuition was telling me, don't you dare do that. That wouldn't have worked for my family and I. That would have been a mistake for us. Personally, we would have regretted it. So I am glad that I ultimately listened to my gut, my intuition, but there were times where I almost didn't. I thought to myself, well, they're doing it. I should do it. Or they could do it. They can do it. I could do it. Should I? Could I? Would I? I started comparing myself. But the problem with doing that is that sometimes when we compare ourselves, we make hasty decisions or decisions that aren't necessarily right for us. Our journey is our own. It's unique. It's different. It's our own. So don't ever compare yourself. And also, no matter who you're listening to, watching, reading, even if you like them, you love their methods, you love them, if there's something that they've said or they're doing that just doesn't sit right with you, don't dismiss your gut feeling. Don't dismiss your intuition. You know what's best for you and your family. So that's so huge and important. Okay, last two big mistakes. One, decluttering by numbers. So like, for example, saying that I need one pair of shoes or one purse. I never did that, but I'm just using that as an example. Doing that made the decluttering process more stressful for me. So for me personally, that was a mistake. Also, stuff shifting. I still catch myself stuff shifting. So if you notice yourself moving an item or items around all over the house and it's just not working, you just can't figure out a purpose for it or a place, reevaluate that item, see if it's valuable, if it has purpose, if it brings you joy. Is it something that you really want, need, or use? Because a lot of times when I shift stuff around, it's really something I don't want, need, or use.
I like open spaces on the counter. I don't like a lot of stuff on the counters. So it looks real good. Didn't take me long. However, there's a lot of work that I still have to do in this kitchen. I gotta, like I said, I gotta reorganize. This looks really bad. I gotta reorganize all of the cabinets and drawers. I gotta deep clean the inside and outside of the cabinets, the window, all of the appliances. I gotta find a spot for all of my cleaning supplies right there. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but this was the quickest declutter I've ever done in my kitchen, ever, hands down. And the cleanup took 10 minutes. So
because we only focused on decluttering in today's video, a lot of the drawers and cabinets are still pretty disorganized. They look better, but they're still disorganized. So in a future video very soon, we're going to deep clean and organize the entire kitchen. And at that point, I'll show you all of the cabinets and drawers. But I wanted to give you a before and after of one of the worst cabinets. Even though I didn't really organize it, it looks way better.
barely any garbage, which I love. Here are the items that we are putting to the side. Again, I like to give myself a expiration date, a deadline, so no more than 6 months. These are items that I just don't know what to do with yet. They may not fit for me right now in this season of life, but I don't know, maybe a couple months down the road, they might fit in my life at that point in time. I just don't know what to do with it. I can't make a decision on it right now. I'm not going to get sidetracked with these items and sit and debate on it forever. You know, I want to keep going. I want to keep moving. So we're just going to set these to the side. So we have that. Here are the items that we are donating. We got a really good donation box going. So quite a bit of stuff. So that is always awesome. Good donation box. So this is what we have so far. Loving this. 2 new piles that we created because sometimes you have to add categories as you're decluttering. I might as well just make this a permanent category when I declutter the kitchen. My mom's plastic containers, which go back. So that goes back to her. And then I was going to keep the Christmas spatula and the Halloween cookie cutters up here. I don't see the point. I'm not going to use them until next Halloween, next Christmas. So I just figured those can go in the holiday seasonal bins. This is a little banged up, but this is one of my favorite platters. This was my grandmother's. Yes, it has sentimental attachment, but I also love it and use it all fall. So that's a fall platter. And then my Uncle Chad, we love him. We love him so much. I love these towels, these hand towels. These are 4th of July hand towels. Love them. I think that this is adorable, super cute. We'll definitely use them. So I am gonna pack this stuff away though until their season or holiday comes around. Hands down, the quickest, fastest, easiest whole kitchen declutter I've ever done. The reason for that is because I have been on a decluttering journey for quite some time now. So the more that I minimize, the more that I declutter, the less that I have. Not only is it easier to manage your home, manage your spaces, but the decision making becomes easier and quicker. When I started my decluttering journey, I kind of left myself to my own devices. And especially when you're starting something new and you're not super familiar with it, I think that it's so beneficial to look elsewhere and to see what other methods there are, what other information can I gather that will be beneficial and help me along this process and journey. And I didn't do that as much as I should have in the beginning, and I'm doing that now. And I think it's because I've realized that I kept hitting road bumps in my decluttering journey and in my organizational journey as well, even my cleaning journey. I kept hitting these road bumps and I kept thinking, why? I should know this by now. It's been a couple of years. I should have this down to a science. Why is it still somewhat hard? And I realized it's because I left myself to my own devices. I needed to expand. I needed to learn from others who are experts. You know, I hope to one day be an expert in this niche, in the decluttering world, the organizational world, and I hope to one day accomplish that goal. I would love to be able to be confident enough to say I'm an expert, but I'm not. I'm still learning, and I'm just now taking the extra steps to be like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this, do it right. There's so many different methods out there. And there's so many people out there, brilliant people who have YouTube channels and books and podcasts. And, you know, I know sometimes it can be overwhelming to kind of see which one you should go with. You go with the one that you vibe with. That's the easiest, best way I can describe it. There are a lot of different methods out there. This process is not a one size fits all. You go with what works for you and your family, and you, only you, know what's best for you and your family. Trust your instincts, trust your gut, you know what to do. So when you find someone, or you find a book or a resource that helps you, maybe it's completely different from some other resource or person that's talking about the same thing, but you vibe with that. Go with that. Do what works for you. There's so many different techniques and methods that you can use that are helpful. What I'm hoping to give you, especially in today's video, is what I've learned from others, the knowledge that I've gained so far, trying it out, but also showing you those road bumps still. I did make mistakes in today's video. I could have done things easier, more efficiently, effectively, better. I could have done a better job, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I'm not gonna hide it. I never have, I never will. I'm gonna show you the real process that I'm going through, and I'm not gonna hide that. Because I don't think that by me doing that is gonna be helpful, because maybe you're going through the same or similar situation. You're not alone. You're not alone. I am too. So we can do this together. We can figure this out together and be on this journey together. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But anyway, I could talk your ear off forever. I just really hope that you liked today's video. I'm shocked with how quick this took. Took me probably in all, if I wasn't talking as much as I was, it probably would have taken me an hour to get all of this done. But it took me about an hour and 45, almost 2 hours for my whole kitchen. Before, like when I first started to declutter, or even halfway into my decluttering journey, this would have been days of a project. At least 2-3 days. This took me less than 2 hours. And it would have been less had I not been. So it shocks me, and it's amazing. And again, it's just quicker, easier, and this is so much easier to manage. So anywho, that is it for today's video, everyone. Love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me, and we will talk to you on the next one. Bye, everyone.